And yeah, welcome everybody to the DBZnerdCAST with special guest HonorBoundHussar. Hello.
Hello. Let's go.
Oh my god. Hello. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I was trying to be quiet when you were introing there, once you undeafened for a second.
Yeah, I know it's kind of funny. I figured why not just give you the time to understand. Like, oh, okay, here we go. We're doing it, and just it's happening.
I am Goober.
Yeah. Hussar's Goober. Oh my god. So, yeah. So, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
Well, hello everyone. If you may or may not know, I am the HonorBoundHussar. Basically, I play a lot of like horror games, a lot of historical games, RPGs, that kind of stuff, and just chilling here with DBZ for the day.
Yay! Oh my god. Okay. Cool. Some of you have seen when I was doing the art streams, the Goober, I made his Goober live on stream and then posted it. It was a lot of fun. I gotta work. I gotta work on making more Goobers. I know there's a couple of people I still have to make Goobers for, and eventually gonna change the wallpaper with all the Goobers in there. And just in the Gooberverse, you know?
Right, yeah, it's there's so many like templates at this point. It's like you with the Goober, Sarah with the let me do it for you, Rooted with the rats.
Yeah.
There's so many templates.
Everyone has their own like little niche thing, and it's perfect. I love it.
It is.
Yeah.
Why am I'm ominous in the back? Actually, if anything, that like with the smoke, like the cloud effect and all that, that looks like I look so ominous back there.
Yeah, it's perfect. Just chilling on the couch, you know?
Especially with the dim out that that the reactive has. It looks so good.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, this is perfect. Put it on the couch and just chill it over there in the corner.
I am the mysterious stranger.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a lot of fun. So I figured we could just kind of chill and just chit chat about, I don't know, because I know this is like the beginning of spooky month. I know I wanted to do more like spooky things. So I figured why not. And speaking of that, I made a little like video of me reading the Crooked Man poem. And it's a little video that came out. It was a couple jokes there. I'm trying to like do all that. It was really funny because the lore behind the Crooked Man's poem is if you read it out loud, it's like basically one of those things that if you read it out loud, you're cursed and something is going to come out and get you, like for example the Crooked Man or whatever. And while doing that, I'm like, okay, cool. I read that part after I've recorded myself reading it like more than 2 or 3 times. And I was like, all right, I gotta redo this. I'm not ominous enough. I'm not close enough to the mic. I read that shit like 4 or 5 different times, and then I read on the bottom of the website where the poem was, that said like, oh, this the myth is if you read this out loud, the Crooked Man's out to get you. I'm like, oh, cool.
You're like, damn, I literally read this like 3 times. I guess I'm screwed.
Literally, I was like, oh, cool. And I'm looking around my room, and it was like pitch black dark. And I was like, all right, where he at though?
I'm gonna be real, my man. No matter how much you like either don't believe or do believe in stuff like that, everyone, and I mean basically everyone, is gonna check like the dark corners of their room once they read shit like that. For sure.
It's weird because like I'll read stuff like that or watch people play horror games or something, and like the slightest bit of noise, I'm just like, what the fuck?
You're like, what is that?
Yeah, exactly.
There's something outside.
Yeah. It's so funny.
God. Now I'm thinking of the Black Ops, I believe the map was like 5. What was it, like 5 or something? Where it's like where Nixon's like, it sounds like someone's breaking in.
Oh yeah.
Goddamn. It was Nixon, right?
Yeah.
Like, freaking out because the zombies are getting in.
Oh man, it's so funny. And then like on top of that, like with that weird announcement thing that I'm pretty sure everyone's gotten by now, with their phones. I'm like, oh cool, Call of Duty Zombies is happening for real. All right, where's my loot? Where's my loot boxes at? Let me go get to that.
So when do we get to hit the box, DBZ?
Yeah,
I'm curious.
exactly, right? I'm trying to figure that out. Oh man.
I know I want to play like Labyrinthine again, Labby,
Yeah.
because I really enjoy that game. And literally for like when I did my like 1 year of that, I played Labby in VR, and I can't imagine like just hearing that shit while I'm like rounding a corner in a building in Labby, and then it's just like knock 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 knock. Oh my god, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh man. So let me see. What did I want to talk about? There are some things that I know we're talking about spooky month and shit. I wanted to try to see if Hussar, are you known do you know about like creepypastas, any of them?
Oh, okay. So probably not off the top of my head. I've known about plenty of creepypastas and or like creepy stuff or creepy stories. Because like horror is actually like one of my favorite genres. So I've seen actually a lot of like horror animations is probably what I've seen the most of when it comes to this stuff. Maybe less creepypastas and more like just unsettling / horror animations.
Right. So dude, these creepypastas are crazy.
Oh,
Like
you got some good ones.
like oh my god. I mean, I know a lot. I've like known about a lot of these creepypastas because of like back in the old days of YouTube and shit. Everybody was playing the fuck games and
God,
this and that.
yes.
Dude, it's amazing. So a lot of that has just been like I want to I gotta find like a really good way of doing it, but I want to maybe for a future video or something. I might just do it now on this stream. I want to read the Ben Drowned creepypasta.
Oh, that's an old. Okay, I don't remember anything about it. I just know that's an old one.
Yeah, and I think it's Leela's favorite because of in general it's just
Really?
yeah, I think it's her favorite because in general it's Zelda. It's just a fucking creepy like
enough.
situation that could or could not have been real, you know, like because the whole premise of it is like someone is playing like Ocarina of Time, no, Majora's Mask. I think either Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time, one of the two, and
Yeah, I don't really
there's
know.
like some freaky shit happening that like the player thinks that the game is bugged, but then some real shit happens, and it's like what the fuck? It's really creepy. I love it.
Why is that reminding me of? Wasn't there was like a creepypasta, or I can't remember if it was like a legitimate ROM hack or if it was a creepypasta. That's reminding me of the Pokemon. Like the quote haunted Pokemon game or whatever it was, where like Pokemon actually died and shit. And what else was it? I'm pretty sure it was like a Pokemon ROM hack that kind of became like a creepypasta
Yeah.
itself. I just don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forget the name of it. Oh wait, what is it? There's like this spooky like thing. What is it called? I forget the name of the game, but I know what you're talking about. It's like it's a weird ROM hack that like the Pokemon actually died in the game.
Yep.
ROM hack. What was it like? I forget the name of it. Pokemon Death or something like that, or they died or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a really weird one. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, like I remember it was like really really strange.
Pokemon Creepy Black? No, I don't think that's what it was called.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar.
It was weird. It looked like on the front of the box, it looked like a ghastly kind of Pokemon, but it was like all black. It was weird. I was like, "Whoa, what is this?"
I think you're right on that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like I just don't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was just something like that, and I really don't remember like the details. Wait. I think I might have found a YouTube video about it.
Creepy. Is it Creepy Black? No, I don't think it is.
I don't
Pokemon
think it is
Black.
either.
Pokemon Black, Pokemon Creepy Black. Yo, wait, I think it might be. Because then you see like this fucking
Oh, I do see.
like this figure. It was like, oh, what is that? And it was like it's not really I mean, it is a Pokemon, but it's like a ghost of like maybe a person or something. It was, dude, Like that shit's
I see something
crazy.
about Pokemon Creepy Black. Yeah, is a based widely known. Oh, yep. It's based on it's based on the Pokemon Black creepypasta, which is well before Pokemon Black and White came out.
Wow, yeah, it makes sense because I see like DS covers, Game Boy Advance covers. Oh my god, yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it was based on the creepypasta.
Like that kind of stuff is cool to me. Oh my god, let me.
Oh
I want to
god.
see.
I pulled up a list that had like 10 unique Pokemon like hacks, and that's where it came up with. And I was just reminded of the Mega Moemon. I remember seeing something about that. How it's literally like it turns all the Pokemon into cute little anime girls.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's see. The Pokemon Black creepypasta. Where's the actual creepypasta link? I don't think there is. Oh, unless it got taken out. Whoa. Oh, this is actually. Wait, what? Oh, this is the wiki. But yeah, oh my god, like these, I love this shit. Like these creepy pastas are freaking.
There's Lost Silver and Escape from Lavender Town.
Oh yeah, that dude, it's so creepy, bro. Like them games are like, I'm pretty sure you could play them, and I think that'd be really cool if I did a streamer video of that. Oh my god,
like a ROM hack video.
Play the ROM hack of. Oh my god, I want to do that. And I think
Oh my god.
What?
That reminds me of like, do you remember like the whole like theory or whatever that like the Lavender Town music would make you like lose your mind and shit? Like,
Yeah, that weird like conspiracy theory type shit. Yeah. Because like there was let me see if I can. There was like a version of that song where it was like really fucked up. Like, hold on.
It was something along the lines of people said it would make you like go insane type shit.
Lavender Town music. But I think it was like, was it slowed down, reversed? It was one of those, like the creepy thing.
Maybe I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I just remember that was a thing for a while.
Lavender Town origin. Oh, what is this? Is that it? No. Yeah, this little freaking theme.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
Bum bum.
Like that just original theme was just
God.
so. Yeah, well, I mean, to me now it's nostalgic, but like at the time it's like, what the fuck? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that is like very ominous.
Yeah, and then I think the actual like creepy pasta version, I have no idea what it sounded like, but it's got to be some weird shit that was reversed or something. And oh my god. Either way, that stuff, I live for this kind of shit. This freaking creepy pastas and whatever. It's so weird and interesting. Like, oh my god,
some crazy ones.
Like the Ben Drowned. I could probably like read a little bit of it, and because this shit's fucking long, dude.
Oh yeah.
Um.
No, there's some of these like before like SCP got big and all that. Like creepypasta like stuff was like, there's some of them that are just so long and have so much stuff, and then people I think like really got into like SCP and all that.
Yeah. Oh my god, SCP. That was crazy. Like I tried an SCP kind of world in VR chat, and I was confused more than anything. But I think it's just because of the way that you go about it in VR chat. I mean, it can get scary, but I was just chilling in there. It was weird. It's just like, all right.
I've only done a little bit with like that kind of stuff, but I know for a fact because I played SCP-5K and I enjoyed that. But then again, that's like SCP with like shooter elements because you're like I really wouldn't know what to call you, like some sort of, I believe you're like FBI type thing or whatever. And what you're doing is you're going into the SCP Foundation or whatever to basically clear everything up, like the problem or whatever. You're there to fix the problem and like secure the containment.
Oh, okay.
That's my understanding, at least.
Let's see. Let me let's read a little bit. Let me see if I can try to figure out how this works. Okay, so Ben Drowned, Part 1, Day 4. What is it? Okay, and then it's got like /X/ I don't know what that means, but I need your help with this. This is not copy pasta. This is a long read, but I feel like my safety or well-being could very well depend on this. This is video game related, specifically Majora's Mask, and this is the creepiest shit that has ever happened to me in my entire life. What a cold open.
Let's go.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me I'm gonna put the creepy music a little bit. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Having said that, I recently moved into my dorm room starting as a sophomore in college, and a friend of mine gave me his old Nintendo 64 to play. I was stoked, to say the least. I could finally play all of those old games of my youth that I hadn't touched in at least a decade. His Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and a rather shoddy copy of Super Smash Bros. And while beggars can't be choosers, needless to say, it didn't take long until I became bored of beating up level 9 CPUs. Yeah, fair. That weekend, I decided to drive around a few neighborhoods about 20 minutes or so off campus, hitting up the local garage sales, hoping to score on some good deals from ignorant parents. I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, fuck yeah, in parentheses, F-Zero, and 2 other controllers for $2. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the neighborhood when one last house caught my attention. I still have no idea why it did. There were no cars there, and only one table was set up with random junk on it. But something sort of drew me there. I usually trust my gut on these things, so I got out of the car and I was greeted by an old man. His outward appearance was, for lack of a better word, displeasing. It was odd. If he asked me to tell you why I thought he was displeasing, I couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about him that put me on edge. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that if it wasn't in the middle of the afternoon and there was other people within shouting distance, I would not have even thought of approaching this man. Oh, he's one of them kind of guys. All right, cool. He flashed a crooked smile. Oh shit, a crooked man. I'm just kidding. Imagine.
Here we go. It's getting good. It's getting good.
He flashed a crooked smile at me and asked what I was looking for. And immediately I noticed that he must be blind in one of his eyes. His right eye had that glazed over look about it. I forced myself to look to his left instead, trying not to offend, and asked him if he had any old video games. I was already wondering how I could politely excuse myself from the situation when he would tell me he had no idea what a video game was. But to my surprise, he said he had a few ones in an old box. He assured me he'd be back in a jiffy, and turned to head back into the garage. As I watched him hobble away, I couldn't help but notice what he was selling on his table. Littered across his table were rather peculiar paintings, I mean. Various artworks that looked like ink blots that a psychiatrist might show you. Curious, I looked through them. It was obvious why no one was visiting this guy's garage sale. These weren't exactly aesthetically pleasing. As I came to the last one, for some reason it looked like almost Majora's Mask, the same heart-shaped body with little spikes protruding outward. Initially, I just thought that since I was secretly hoping to find that game at these garage sales, some Freudian bullshit was projecting itself into the ink blots. But given the events that had happened afterward, I'm not sure now. I should have asked the man about it. I wish I would have asked the man about it. Oh my god. After staring at the Majora-shaped blot, I looked up and the old man was suddenly there again, arm's length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit I jumped out of reflex and I laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It was the standard gray color, except that someone had written Majora on it in black permanent marker. I got butterflies in my stomach as I realized what a coincidence this was and asked him how much he wanted for it. The old man smiled at me and told me that I could have it for free. What, for free? Holy shit. That it used to belong to a kid who was about my age that didn't live here anymore. There was something weird about how the man phrased that, but I didn't really pay any attention to then. I was too caught up in not only finding the game, but getting it for free. I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical since this looked like a pretty shady cartridge and there's no guarantee it would work. But then the optimist inside me interjected that maybe it was some kind of beta version or pirated version of the game, and that all I needed to be back on Cloud 9. I thanked the man, and the man smiled at me and wished me well, saying, "Goodbye then." At least that's what it sounded like to me. All the way in the car ride home, I had a nagging doubt that the man had said something else. What the? God damn it, Sal. The fuck? Oh my god. It was like, all the way in the car ride home, I had a nagging doubt that the man had said something else. My fears were confirmed when I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine. And there was one save file named simply Ben. "Goodbye, Ben," he was saying. "Goodbye, Ben." I felt bad for the man, obviously a grandparent and obviously going senile, and I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson Ben. Out of curiosity, I looked at the save file, eyeballing it. I could tell that he was pretty far in the game. He had almost all the masks and 3/4 of the remains of the bosses. I noticed that he had used an owl statue to save his game. He was on day 3 and by the Stone Tower Temple with hardly an hour left before the moon would crash. I remember thinking that it was a shame that he had come so close to beating the game, but he never finished it. I made a new file named Link out of tradition and started the game, ready to relive my childhood. For such a shady looking game cartridge, I was impressed at how smoothly it ran. Literally just like a retail copy of the game, save for a few minor hiccups here and there, like textures being where they shouldn't be, random flashes of cutscenes at odd intervals, but nothing too bad. However, the only thing that was a little unnerving was that at times the NPCs would call me Link, and at other times they would call me Ben. I figured it was just a bug, a fluke in the programming because our files to get mixed up or something. It did kind of creep me out though after a while, and it was around after I had beaten the Woodfall Temple that I regrettably went into the save files and deleted Ben. I had intended to preserve the file just out of respect for the game's original owner. It's not like I needed 2 files anyway. Hoping that would solve the problem. It did, and it didn't. Now NPCs wouldn't call me anything. Where my name should be in the dialogue, there was just a blank space. My save file name was still called Link though. Frustrated, and with homework to do, I put the game down for a day. And that's like, I don't want to read the rest of it because it's a lot. But yeah, this is just a snippet of like, holy shit, dude. It's it's insane.
There is a lot with it.
It's insane. Plus there's a video. Oh my god, the video, it shows like basically what happens in the game. Is like a weird, this like a weird WMV.
Become one with the statue. Oh no. Oh my god.
That's the scream of the Skull Kid.
Oh.
And now you're in a whole different area. Like,
God, this looks so good.
Yeah. And there's this fucking statue again.
Here it is again. Just keep following. Oh, it's following more frequently now.
Yeah.
Oops, skipping of the music.
Those fucking look like a barcode. This is exactly what I just read.
Mm-hmm.
Try to do the song of time. Nope.
Long, but there was like a popular one with Squidward, if I recall correctly.
Oh yeah, I think God, what's the name of it? Let me see.
Squidward, just like Squidward creepypasta.
Yeah. Squidward creepypasta. I wonder what it is. Squidward.
Squidward Sewers. Okay, that's what it was.
Oh no.
Yeah, I remember this one because it had something to do with like basically like SpongeBob drove him off the edge or whatever. I think.
I mean, fair enough. There was I think there was an episode where they literally just like had a weird moment where it showed like
Yeah, like where his face was like really like sunk in, like really like crazy looking. I remember there's an image that's associated with it.
yeah, because I know there was like straight up an episode where like he was really fucking depressed looking, and he like actually was making some like references to just killing himself. Like,
Oh, okay. I think I found the. I'm fairly certain this is the image. That's yeah, like yep, you see it, you pull it up. Like I remember like the image with the like I think the one up top or whatever.
Yeah.
The one like 1, 2, 3, 4 from the left is the one I think that like
yeah, like these
like those like those top ones on the right.
yeah, like oh my god, and there was because I remember there was an episode where he was this fucking. There was an episode where he's doing a bunch of different shit and he looks so tired and depressed. His house looks like it's all falling apart, and it looks like he was about to hang himself. But then he brings up a bird cage. I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck?
SpongeBob could be wild at times, especially old SpongeBob. Like, there's a lot more in old SpongeBob than people like really pay attention to.
Yeah, exactly. So that was wild when I was like, whoa, are they gonna actually just like let him look off himself, bro? Like
well, like in a lot of like older shows in general, there was a lot of like either it was like really dark stuff or it was like adult references.
yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of like kids shows back in the day that had, you know, some adult references or whatever. And especially in like old animated movies, because like I know part of the thought process people said was it's like, okay, a parent is gonna come watch this movie with their kid or whatever. Let's give them something like a thing or two to laugh at while they're there watching with their you know their 5-year-old or whatever that doesn't understand it.
Yeah, like
also it's like the animators are adults too, so they're like, you know what, let's hook the parents up a little bit. Why not?
yeah, exactly. Like oh my god. Are there any creepypastas that you like really like familiar with that you want to take a crack at reading or something?
Oh god.
All right. Or if anything like any creepy like stories or movies or anything like that that you've like seen or anything like that?
Oh, okay. So I remember like I really like there's like 2 animations. Like I said, I think that's my biggest thing is I've seen like really creepy there's like 3 of them. I can't remember what they're called. The one of them is There's a Man in the Woods. Have you seen that one before?
There's a Man in the Woods?
That like the animation that I usually see with it like on YouTube, it's so like it's really simple and it's like tension building. And it's not like, you know, like, yeah, that one, the short film or whatever.
Oh.
Like, a really good one. There's another one. Have you seen the thing where it's a guy with a shotgun and he's blasting these creatures or whatever? I can't remember what it's called. But then there's also another one where it's like it's a girl being babysit by, I believe, either her older sister or by babysitter, and basically there's like a creature after her because the child does a drawing of the older sister / babysitter, whatever it is, and then has another figure that looks similar to her and says like other person or whatever.
Whoa.
And the like older sister babysitter is like freaking out. It's like, oh god, what is this?
Whoa.
I need to remember this.
2017, 2014? Why do I see different ones? When did this shit? What?
Wait, which one?
Like I'm looking through like YouTube or whatever. It's like 2014, 2017.
Well, it's probably like people reposted the video. I don't remember when the original was posted, but yeah, no, it's a really good. Okay, 2014. As I see a like I am BD.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a short film, like a really like it's really short, and I personally like it's a tension building thing.
Yeah.
It's not really like I said like the monster stuff. I'm trying to remember the other one. What would be a good way? Like sometimes you hate when you like know what you want to look for, but don't know like what keywords or whatever to use. So it's like, God damn it, how do I look this up?
Yeah. Uh-oh, just got a notification on my TikTok. Oh, well, it's my mother. Nice. My mom watches my TikTok, so it's kind of funny when, like, sometimes she just... Because I uploaded... it was funny. I was able to fully upload the poem reading of The Crooked Man, and I just got the notification of her commenting on that TikTok. So God knows what that. It's probably gonna be like, what the? No, it's probably gonna be something funny. It's like, what the fuck is that? Her being all scared and shit.
The other two as well. There's it's Other Lily is the one, and then there's it's like Pine Devil horror animation.
Oh, so it's like a series of different short films.
No, these are like they're unrelated. There's just like I said, I've just watched a lot of these over the years.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like the other two were Other Lily and Missing Halloween is an older one that's like 7 years ago. It's like a 10-minute video. It is a really good one too if you haven't seen it. It's been the thing I've seen more than anything, because like what's even better is like there are a variety of them. Like this one is a good tension builder. Other Lily is like just creepy, kind of. Pine Devil is like really intense, and then Missing Halloween is cute in a dark way.
Oh, okay. That kind of reminds me of when Leela and Sarah were doing a podcast about fucking salad fingers. I'm like, yo, this is
Yeah.
it's like what's like it's like that. Like it's,
Oh my god. Just the funniest thing I remember when I saw that, and I was sitting there like, I haven't heard about salad fingers in years. And I'm like, I'm literally watching a podcast about goddamn salad fingers.
yeah, I was looking at this, I'm like, what's salad fingers? And then I look, I'm like, oh, this ugh. Like, why are we talking?
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, wait, are you saying you didn't know salad fingers before?
No, because at first I was like, my mind was just, I was like, what are we talking about? And then I look, I'm like, and then they're posting like pictures, and I'm like, oh, that, oh god, it just opened
like, it's this piece of shit.
Yeah, it just activated a memory in my brain. I was like, oh, I threw that shit out years ago.
Right. Yeah, no, I think I had a phase, kind of like going back to this. I had a phase where I used to watch like amateur animations and all that, and horror was a big one. But there's also like a really good one that's like, kind of like it's like the what war does to people. Path of Hate.
Yeah,
It's a really good one. It's a short film about fighter pilots and all that. Film about fighter pilots. So I've got so many like suggestions when it comes to like animation projects and all that to watch. It is insane. I have a whole playlist. If anything, I need to like look at that playlist and all that. Figure out like sometimes I just save shit to playlists and forget. But if anything, I'll probably have to share that with you later once I clean it up.
yeah, for sure. That sounds dope. Like, I remember, like, I know you're talking about like different like animations and stuff. I remember like back in the day, like watching stuff like that on like Newgrounds and shit. Just seeing these weird kind of like animations and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is kind of cool. Just some artists just trying to make it out there in the world on Newgrounds. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. And then some of them ended up at being like creepypastas or something. I was like, this is great. Like that niche community I was there for, and fucking watching like certain YouTubers like PewDiePie or Markiplier playing fucking Amnesia games and everything like that, right. Slender Man and all that. It just kind of, it was a weird time of like horror, but at the same time the best time.
God, it's been so long since I've heard anything about Newgrounds. I haven't done anything with that, because yeah, you're right, there was a lot of really good like amateur animation and such on Newgrounds. that it was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, like there was a lot of cool moments. Like I know now, I think I'm pretty sure it's better, but like there was a lot of freaking animations with like fighting. I know we're talking about spooky shit, but like the stick figure animations where they're fighting and shit, like with the kung fu. I was like, yo, this is sick.
There's still some of those that impress the hell out of me to this day. That like, it's just like, how? Like, I'm sitting there like, these are literal stick figures, and you're animating this shit better than some people animate like full characters.
Oh my god, let's see. I'm gonna watch. There's a Man in the Woods. Quick little film. Let's see.
It is good. Yeah,
Actually,
no, it's just a short film that's like 4 minutes, but like in those 4 minutes, it has really good build.
yeah.
Pay attention here. Pay attention here. I also like the style. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Man in
cool.
the woods. What a spectacle. Before the stories started, this school was still respectable. My students used to skip down the hill to the honeysuckle, pluck a couple, and collect their nectar till they picked their fill. Except one obnoxious kid, Sid, who just watched them eat the flowers while he seethed and scowled because he couldn't bear to share his sweet treats throughout our recess hour. I remember Sid saying, "There's a man in the woods." That's how the rumors began. Of course, Sid had spotted him first. The poor kids. He got him immersed in his spiel about a serial killer whose gun barrel glint hints at peril. A visit to the nurse, or worse, a hearse waiting just beyond the dale. The children saw him everywhere. "Look, over there. That man had Batman ears. We swear. And crazy yellow eyes. We saw something rusty. His shotgun? It must be. I saw a lady's severed thigh." Trust me, every word I heard was absurd. Yet each day Sid would stray down way past the playground. Who else was brave enough to save us from the killer's next plot? The rest of the lot would stop back at the blacktop, sure that any closer they were bound to be found deep in the woods, left to rot. I pleaded for the kids to think and learn to be mature, but after a few more rumors doomed my attempts to prove the school was secure, their fear was undeterred, and when the buses drove them all home, the parents finally heard. Everything just blew up. I received a wall of emails and calls full of shrieks, wails, and all from terrified families who'd heard word of the murderer and didn't like my lack of action at all. What was I supposed to do? Comb the whole forest? Yeah, right. Would you? That means I didn't care? That's not fair. The stories that were you weren't true. Of course I would feel regret had there been a real threat and I ignored it, and some poor kid got kidnapped while the kids were napping. But you couldn't admit that your good little kid would formulate a fib, so you ignored what I said. Your little angels could never cook up such incredible creations. An overactive imagination maybe, but my kid could never lie. How dare I? Accuse a child of being dishonest? Just monstrous. The parents were displeased, and when the PTA took action, they dismissed me from the classroom. Like they knew what was best for their kids. Do you know how difficult it is to get a job when a bitter mom slanders your rep with child neglect from the outset? Now who's in control of your classes? Single file lines? Single file lines. Little vile swine, a killer by the pines. Really? Are you blind? Will you find your spines? Sid, a child decides to fill our minds with lies, and the next thing you see is people treating me like I'm committing crimes. I was in my prime! Those kids were lucky to have me. Do you see what you did? But I can play along. I can be good. Do you hear that, Sid? There's a man in the woods.
Bro, that's so good.
It is, man. Oh my
Yo.
God, the first time I saw that shit, it builds like, and you can also kind of tell it was like kind of like poetrized with the rhyme and all that shit.
Yeah, when I was hearing him like talking about like in like it kind of felt like it was kind of funny, but like while I'm listening to like saying stuff in general, I'm like, all right, okay, bars, all right. He's just going, man was popping off. I was like, whoa.
But yeah, no, that is a good one. Like it just gets so intense. It builds up so well. And remember, this is just a 4-minute short film.
Yeah, I love shit like that though. That was great. Like just the whole like scheming and thing, and then like when the teacher just slowly drives into madness. Like, oh my god, that was so cool, bro. The rhyming, oh my god.
Being a teacher, that's the funniest thing. I've referenced this before. I was like, okay, don't drive me to this.
Yeah,
joke.
Exactly. Oh my god.
But yeah, no, it is a solid piece of work.
I love stuff like
One of my
that.
favorites.
Stuff like that always just like it's just good. Like just weird shit that like it's like one of them things that you watch and then afterwards you just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna sleep with the light on.
Right, you just think about it, you're like, damn.
Yeah. Let's see. Because I know you said earlier you wasn't sure about the Crooked Man creepypasta. So let me see here.
Yeah, the one that you did.
Yeah. I could, just for the fun of it, I could just like literally play that right now.
Let's go.
We could do that. Let me see here. The thing about it too is like it's I took a like a video clip from the movie. I think it's The Conjuring 2, where it shows the Crooked Man, but it's like a different Crooked Man than what you see in like the original like creepypasta image. The Crooked Man in the movie is fucking weird, and it looks too to me it's kind of like cartoony in a way, because of he's just this guy in like he's got a bolo hat and is covering his face, and he doesn't really look like a crooked man except for in certain like poses, I guess, but it's fucking weird. Let me see if I can save this image and then show it in a better view. But it's weird, this guy, man. Like, and the whole premise of the like reading the poem out loud is like you read it, it's one of them things like you'll get killed or whatever. He'll come and like get you, basically, you know. So this is the Crooked Man, and he looks so fucking weird in this like image with this bolo hat. And he's just got an umbrella that's also crooked. Basically, his whole life is crooked. He has a crooked house. He has a crooked cat, and all that. That's the whole like rhyme. And
so basically, it's like what's the name of the song? The song where he talks about being blue, but instead of being blue, being crooked.
Yeah, pretty much. And but the weird premise of it is like in the creepypasta is if like he's crooked because he tried to hang himself, but it didn't work, so his neck is like permanently just like bent over and fucked up. Yeah, so then he just what you call it, so then he's like he ends up being like a cursed entity just to live out and whatever, and anyone who reads the nursery rhyme or whatever comes out to eventually kill him or whatever.
Oh my god, that's a way to end it,
bro. Oh man, that shit was funny when I was like, how am I gonna make a jump scare? I was like, oh wait, I can just
gonna make everyone shit themselves.
Yeah, I was like, how am I gonna make the jump scare? I was like, all right, let me just take a clip from The Conjuring and just fucking throw it in there. And that was the Crooked Man from that movie. It's weird because he's got that bolo hat. It's like, bro, what? That's not even that scary. but the voice the voice of him is even. That's what's actually really kind of like, whoa, okay.
That's what gets you, like, basically.
It can because hold on, let me see, because the Crooked Man like story being told by him is fucking terrifying, and it's weird too because the way that he moves, he's like, it sounds like when someone who's, I think it's double jointed or whatever it's called. Like when you ever see those people moving around and they can just move all different parts of their bodies and stuff, he moves like that, okay. And you're hearing like different kind of fucking all these weird noises. Like, whoa, what's going on? It's just terrifying, dude.
Become a contortionist.
Yeah, a little bit. Like this scene. Oh my god, I have to turn the clouds off for a second because it's dark in this freaking.
I don't think I ever watched this movie.
Kind of want to do a watch party of it. It's pretty epic. Dog just chilling at the door.
Uh-oh, that's never good.
One of those moments the dog's barking at nothing.
Well, damn.
Was the Crooked Man. He walks a crooked mile.
What is it? Crooked Man! A crooked... What are you talking about, darling? Crooked Man! Down and just tell me what happened. What is he? I don't know. I think he's been walking
The
around.
Crooked Man stepped forth and rang the crooked bell, and thus his crooked soul spiraled into a crooked hell. Murdered his crooked family and loved a crooked laugh.
Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude. And like,
God damn.
and you know, like normally in situations like that in different movies where it's like, oh, the kid's just freaking the fuck out. It's like, oh, what do you mean? What Crooked Man? This bullshit. And then like they just pass it off, right? This movie did something different where it was like, nah, man, everyone's gonna see this. Like, everyone's gonna see the.
Everyone is actually going to see this.
Yeah, it was good. That's the cool part about that. Like the whole thing.
I've never seen this movie. I don't think I've even seen the first one. I remember like watching like Insidious and all that, but not The Conjuring, I don't believe.
Yeah, so seeing this and like, oh my god, the Crooked Man. Like it's the way that he talks and stuff is like, whoa, his voice is kind of cool.
It works pretty well. But no, that reminds me, like, I was legitimately looking at movies the other night of, like, I want to do something like that. Because one of the movies I really like that's, like, I didn't realize how new it was, because I thought it was older, but it was only made in, like, 2016. The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Oh.
I really like.
Yeah, I heard about that. Oh my god.
It's a really good one, in my opinion. And, like, it was really funny because I just started humming the music that's in that that movie's known for while I was playing Mortuary Assistant because it was relevant.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh man, speaking of Mortuary Assistant, what do you think about like that game? Because I know there was a lot of like parts.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of parts in that game where everyone was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And I know there was a lot of like issues with I think it was a certain scene or something. I think it was some kind of like sexual scene or something like that. I don't know. That it was kind of hard for people to like play it on YouTube and like actually be able to like something. I forget what it was exactly, but there was some kind of weird scene where there was like I think it was like some body that was like a woman or something topless, and it was like, okay, can you actually make a video about that? Probably not, or something.
If I recall correctly, it's one of the secret endings or whatever. Like like I wouldn't really say it was sexual. It was weird.
Yeah,
you'd have to like watch the scene to understand it, if I recall correctly. But yeah, nonetheless, it's just I I'm already someone that I deal with horror really well because horror is like has been for over probably a decade plus one of my favorite genres. So it's like I was telling the ghost to fuck off more than anything in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be like, okay, I'm just trying to work here. I don't get paid enough for this shit. Get out of here, you bastard.
Yeah.
is my mentality when playing that game.
Yeah.
Like, a game has really got to be good at building tension for it to get me. And then obviously, like, sometimes I'll get got by a jump scare or whatever, because, like, naturally that's going to happen no matter what, because, like, how the human mind / eyes work type stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, generally speaking, when it comes to horror, I'm very good at, like, keeping it together.
Yeah, because like certain situations in like Five Nights at Freddy's, for example, it's like those kind of things. It's they made like a whole different kind of game mechanic where you're fucked. You're like the first game, for example, like you're that was so brand new to like horror, where it's like that is you literally have to sit there and wait for someone to kill you and make a jump scare happen, and you can't do a shit about it except for like just try to keep them at bay for the next night. It's like, whoa. And then have you heard about Poppy Playtime, right?
Yes.
Like that was a different one too, where it's like you're in a toy factory and you're just running around, and that freaking the first moment when you're in that building and you're just seeing like the thing there, it's like, oh hey, isn't that the thing that kills everybody? It's like, and you're just standing right in front of it, and you get the grabby hands, you're just like high five and whatever, and then once you do one thing, that motherfucker's gone. It's like, what? Oh shit. Okay, we're playing the video game now.
I'm gonna tell you this though, I'm 50-50 on the whole like, oh yeah, it looks like a child's game, but actually isn't, like, thing that horror has really, like, started to do more recently. Like, I'm like 50-50 on it, because it's like, I prefer horror that it's like, it goes hard at you and all that shit. So it's like, there's like, or it like messes with your head. So a very like, okay, you gotta enjoy this type of horror to like it. But the Lazarus Effect was another movie I enjoyed about basically bringing people back from the dead and shit.
Oh, okay.
And there really wasn't much that happened in the movie. I just really, I don't know why I really enjoyed it. It was kind of a simple movie, if you will. But it was an enjoyable movie.
The Lazarus Effect. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I've seen clips of this before. Like, oh my god. And then like it's like this kind of stuff, and the Exorcist kind of like movies, like like that shit is interesting, but at the same time, you know how like some like with horror movies, I'm more of like a cliche fucking critic, because you know, they do the standard bullshit of like, okay, that guy's clearly gonna die, or he just like, or they have that fucking idiot cop that has no idea and doesn't give a shit, like what happens in some games too. You got that cop that's trying to help you, but at the same time he's also that completely oblivious guy. You beg for help. Like I remember last night watching Citrine's stream that he was in that scene with where Ethan's trying to talk to this cop that pulls up to the house that he's kidnapped in. And like Ethan's telling the cop, like, you gotta help me, I just got brought here, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, sir, the cop is like, oh sir, we've heard some disturbance, like loud noise around here. And I'm like, yo bro, fucking help me, I just told you some shit's happening.
Yeah, no, that shit annoys the hell out of me. And that's like, if it's like a zombie thing or whatever, or if it's like a serial killer, then the cop it's like the cop in, have you played Resident Evil 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the cop in Resident Evil 7, how he's like, oh yeah, you better explain, and then he gets his face cleaved in half. It's like,
yeah, that's
come
literally
on,
what happened.
man.
That's literally what happened. I was watching it last night. Fucking Satrine was playing it, and it was just the cop is literally explaining or trying to say, "Yo, you need to calm down, sir. You need to stop the he was in the garage with him and fucking oh my god, it was so dumb. It's like, dude, pay attention to what's happening. Like, what was it, the cop like murder scene or whatever? Cop murder. See, that shit was so stupid. Like,
I know. Like, 9 times out of 10, they get got.
Me, no.
At that point, yeah, literally, they get got because they want to be dumb.
It's like that. I mean, I get what they're doing when it comes to that. Like the game developers or the movie directors or whatever, they're trying to make that one guy be completely oblivious and then gets murdered, and then that's just another death. But bruh, it's so obvious. It's so stupid.
I'll
Like,
tell you, this is okay. So I've watched plenty of good and bad horror movies. I remember one time my friend introduced me to, it was like a 6-box set or whatever. And like, if I recall correctly, a couple of them were pretty good, but there was one on there. I don't know if you've heard of it. It was called Grave Mistake. And
I think I've heard of it.
The movie title is fitting because making that movie was a grave mistake. Like, I mean, it was so okay. There's also a lot of like, it was made during an earlier time, so there's a lot of like questionable shit being said, particularly by the guy that is very clearly painted as like the racist piece of shit the whole film or whatever.
yeah,
And like shit like that. I don't think he says like anything like racial, but like it's very clear he's like racist, sexist, like all that kind of piece of shit character. And he says some things that like really wouldn't fly nowadays, but like the movie itself is so bad with like the effects, the acting, really. It's just like, oh my god.
yeah. Like,
There's only one character that is redeeming that I can relate to, is a guy, a fucking Renfest actor who's in armor that goes the entire movie in armor.
It's so stupid. Like shit like that. It's just like it turns into a comedy at that point for me when it's just like I can't. It's just, you see the guy, it's like, bro, you literally are seeing a dude, like, right here in this, for example, in this instance, in this fucking game, you literally see a guy, like, held behind these fucking wires, and this fence wire, and he's screaming for help, and the guy's like, oh, you better calm down, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Are you the robber here?
Like, shut up. What are you doing?
Oh my god! But no, like I would recommend watching that movie, but to see how terrible it is.
It's so stupid. Like this fucking guy, bro. He's just like, literally, Ethan's just there, like, you gotta help me. You gotta give me.
You don't understand. I gotta get out of here.
Calm down.
You're not listening to me. There are crazy people in this house trying to fucking kill me.
Well, all right. Let me tell you this. You don't exactly seem like you playing with a full deck yourself, all right?
Are you kidding me?
Look, like I said, we've had several missing persons calls. And I can't rule out that an outsider like yourself may not be involved.
All right. I'll tell you whatever you want.
All right. Now that's more like it. Now, meet me in the garage. We'll talk there.
Hey, wait. You gotta give me your gun.
You must have lost your mind.
Look, officer.
Deputy.
Right. Deputy. Now, do you want to see my name in the obituaries? Or do you want to be a hero and save my life?
God, I love this scene. This right here.
He's like, fine, take my pocket knife. Take my fucking. He just gives you like fuck all. He just. He's just like, he just take my pocket knife. That's about it. No more, no less, dude.
I remember this so hard because I remember sitting there. I'm like, are you fucking serious? You gave me a pocket knife.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
A pocket knife, my guy. Damn.
Like, yeah, that'll show him. I'll get him with the fucking knife, dude.
Oh my god.
And then the mechanics with the knife, I'm like, all right, this will work, I guess. Whatever. Fuck it. We're doing it.
Yeah, no, that shit was so funny to me. the first time I played this game because
God.
it's just like, what were they thinking?
It's like, all right, there you go, and then you see some things you have to cut. Fair enough. All right, it's so stupid. Oh my god. Open the garage door.
Directly what DBZ has referred to already.
Hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Now, first, you need to tell me what you're doing out here alone in the middle of the night.
Me? What about you?
No, it's my job. Why don't you do your job and tell me? Answer my questions.
You're not gonna believe me if I told you.
Try me. Hey, put that door back. Put that door back up. Wait!
Bye-bye.
So stupid, because like the whole time, like, bro, like, first off, you could clearly not see the guy, so that's even funnier. Like, man just started crouching underneath so you couldn't see him in frame, so it was so
He's a
funny.
big dude to be trying to sneak around.
Yeah, so it's like, bruh, I get what they were doing, but that's dumb because that man is huge. Like, how can you just spawn him in and he just fucking leaves the man in? Oh
I
god.
remember this. I sat there like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
What is this shit?
Like, no, and it's so funny too because I was commenting like constantly in Citrine's stream of this game that like when you're in this fight scene with this guy, you have the gun now, you're just shooting at this dude to like Citrine the whole time he was like shooting him to his skull, right? And it's like, all right, cool, video games, man took like 8 shots to the cranium and is still moving. Like, all right. But then again, the plot also in Resident Evil is like, all right, they're like demons or whatever. They can take it pretty much a whole lot of hits and shit. Fair enough. But man, it's it's so stupid little things like that. It just turns from being a horror game.
That's the perfect freeze frame too that you have it on.
Like stupid moments like this. It's just like, yeah, fucking video games, dude. Like.
Right, let's go.
Video game horror.
I agree with you like 150%. It's like, God, there's so much dumb stuff like that where it's like, why? Just why?
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, it's just fucking funny just seeing this shit and you're fighting and this guy doesn't even like you kill him like what 7 times fucking.
Oh my god, you kill him so many times.
Yeah, and you think he's dead, but no, then you driving hit the car around and then fucking the whole car explodes and fucking everything's on fire. He's on fire, the car blows up again or whatever. He's still alive somehow and it's just, yeah, whoa, oh my god, it's like the Five Nights at Freddy's reference from William Afton. He's like, I always come back. He's like, yo, stop, you can stop now, you're good. Oh my god, it's so funny. It was something that I wanted to like, I know eventually, because I know this weekend I'm gonna try some things. I'm gonna try going onto Game Jolts, which I don't know if you know what that is. The website is there's a website where you can go and just basically play games that are like made by certain developers that are just trying out some stuff at game, you know.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
It's pretty cool because you can choose whether or not to pay the game developer or choose like for free to get the game just to try it out. Usually that's what I'll do. I'll try and download the game for free, and then if I really enjoy the game, then I'll actually give them money, you know. Right. So yeah, I want to try and go into that and then look up the like horror aspect because there's a lot of really good horror games on Game Jolt, and it's really cool. Like
another one I've seen a lot of like I've seen a decent amount of good indie horror games. If you've been to Itch. Like,
oh yeah.
I haven't been on Itch in a long time now that I think about it, but I remember I have a couple of. What's really cool is there's some like older style of horror games. Like I remember there was a horror game that someone did basically like emulating PS1 era and all that. So it's got like a PS1 era look to it. And it's actually a really cool game. It's just, like I said, it's meant to specifically emulate PS1 like graphics and such versus like newer graphics.
Yeah, like
it's a new game, but an older experience, if you will.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I know there was this one, I think I made a video about it. It's going back to talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. There is a Five Nights at Freddy's like a demake is I guess what you call it. It's
yeah, I've heard that term before. It's an interesting concept to explore.
Yeah, it's really cool. It was Five Nights at Freddy's, like the first game, but it was made to be like as if you were playing it on the Game Boy, which I played it. It's weird, and I think it's even scarier as a demake in the Game Boy version because like you want to talk about limited. Yo, you really have like you can't really do a whole lot in that. And I know the first game of Five Nights at Freddy's, you were very limited. You couldn't move. You were stuck in that corner office, and you just had to wait for the animatronics to go and kill you. But this demake made it worse. Like I'll pull up a couple like scenes of that. It's just fucking. It's weird and terrifying because you're sitting there just watching things happen. Like, oh my god. And the music is kind of like ominous and oh my god. Speaking of like I can't wait for the Five Nights at Freddy's movies to come out. Oh my god.
I keep forgetting that's a thing. I've never really been into like Five Nights at Freddy's, so I literally keep forgetting that's a thing. And then I hear something new about it, or like someone mentioned it again. It's like, oh, you're right, that is a thing.
Yeah, it's crazy, like seeing how this is happening right now. Like, oh my god, wait, what is it called? Five Nights at Freddy's Pocket Horror.
They're like, oh yeah, Markiplier needs to make an appearance or whatever type stuff, you know?
Yeah, and funny enough, like that's the thing. I know he is. Obviously, Corey Kenshin is in it because he was in the trailer. Everyone knows that. But the thing that
I know like no details about it, by the way.
The thing that everyone's like, oh, do they know for sure if Markiplier's in it or not? Like, that's the thing. But it's funny because in, like, recent videos, he's been hinting. It's like, oh, it's almost like I'm this guy. It's like, and he's winking hella hard. And he's just in the, yeah, he's showing off that kind of shit. But this is Five Nights at Freddy's Pocket Horror, which is basically just what if Five Nights at Freddy's was made for the fucking Game Boy.
I like music like this, even though it's like always like repeating shit.
It's good for like the ominous effect, you know?
Less taxes, more population.
Bruh.
Oh my god.
But yeah, this is basically how the jump scares are. They have just the animatronic's face up here. Though, yeah, I mean, hey, it works. It still gets you though. It's like out of nowhere, you're just sitting there and then fucking.
Yeah, no, that is like, that is done perfectly.
Like, I love that. Yeah, so for a demake or whatever, I love that type of shit.
This just shows that a game doesn't necessarily always have to be like fancy shit and all that for it to really like be a fun to play game. Because like the idea of like a demake versus like, you know, the standard remaster remake is like, it is really interesting to think about, like, you know, like even if we're looking at like brand new games like goddamn like Starfield or whatever, I know is like one of the newer ones, like what if that was made on the goddamn, I don't know, Sega Dreamcast for all we fucking know.
Oh yeah.
Like how like different would it be? And it's like it's a fun thing to consider, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like that's the thing that I love.
How did I just fucking say, of all the consoles and shit I could have chose, Sega Dreamcast?
Honestly, I wanna look up if there actually is a Sega Dreamcast like fucking horror game, because I might play one of them. I don't know, because just the like alone, the way that the Dreamcast was, like it's a horror console in general. Like the fucking like playing like Shenmue and shit, like the polygons, it was just like weird. I don't know. Horror games. Let's see what we got. Sega Dreamcast horror games. What? Blue Stinger. RE3's on the Dreamcast? Nah. They had Resident Evil on the Dreamcast? Ew. Fuck. What? Resident Evil Code what? No way.
Oh wait, Code Veronica X.
Yeah, dude. What?
I love Code Veronica X back in the day.
Code Veronica was on the Dreamcast. What the fuck? Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare.
Yeah.
What the fuck? The Ring was on the Dreamcast. What the fuck?
Dino Crisis was on the Dream. Holy shit! I'm not remembering. House of the Dead 2, System Shock 2.
Fuck.
Oh my god! There was a.
Dude. Oh my god. I think dude, we could do some games. We could do some fucking games, bro. Oh my god. Zombie Revenge. What the hell is Zombie Revenge? Zombie Revenge is a beat 'em up video game released for arcades. Oh, okay. Huh. Cool. Dude, the fact that fucking Resident Evil was on Dreamcast. What the hell? I don't know if I want to play Resident Evil on the Dreamcast. Oh my god. Listen to like how the Crooked Man like recites his own fucking like poem. I don't think we did.
Are we talking about the Conjuring 2 scene?
No, but like the actual like that voice reading the whole poem. I don't think we did.
So.
Let me see. The Crooked Man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've literally been here eating a thing of like those flat pretzels this whole time, and now I'm starting to think, wait, have you been hearing that?
Possibly.
Because I just saw my goober light up when I took a bite. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a Crooked Man game. I forgot that was a thing. Oh my god.
There's a game?
Yeah. Fucking 10 years ago when Markiplier and PewDiePie played it. Wait, what? No. Fuck.
They played so much weird shit back in the day. It was between like Markiplier, PewDiePie, probably Jacksepticeye.
But yeah, back then everyone was doing horror, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was always shit like, you know, those like flash games or whatever, like Kill Your Boss or shit like that.
Yeah.
Like those old like dumb little games.
Like right in the beginning though, it's the greatest. Like I love that beginning part. Like that shit's amazing.
Yeah, no, that first, that's what got
was a crooked man.
Yeah, holy
He
shit,
walked a crooked mile.
Like fuck, dude, that shit was it's so good. And like, okay, the story behind the Crooked Man, cool. This Crooked Man, I don't really like it because he did, bro. Like the thing that throws me off is just like the man's in a suit, bolo hat. Like it's okay. It's all right.
much.
Yeah, and that's what they used in the movie. It's okay, I guess, but
Well, it's like with anything, how like even just like when we were looking at shit right there, I saw at least like 3 or 4 different depictions of like El Chupacabra and all that. It's like there's always like different depictions, and then sometimes if you're looking at different cultural depictions, but then they'll also get like, say if a movie gets hold of the idea, then you'll get the movie like type things. Like I know like the idea of like that was controversial not that long ago was like skinwalkers, wendigos, and all that. Like that, those concepts, how that like the concept of what a skinwalker was evolved from like the Native American concept of a wendigo.
yeah.
And then it kind of like completely changed form.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to like look at it more and love it just because of all right. The voice is perfect, creepy, shows that ominous like I'm coming, yeah, I'm coming to kill you, whatever, blah blah blah. And like seeing his fucking umbrella, everything's all crooked and fucked up. The way that he walks crooked. And it's just the thing that throws me off is the fact that he's wearing a fucking like a actual like legit suit, and he's got that weird. The thing that throws me off the most, that fucking bolo hat with his eyes creeping out from inside of it. Like what? It's a little cartoony, but still, I think it works. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, like I definitely agree with you. It wouldn't be like my first like interpretation I'd think of when I thought of that, because like the stuff that you had was a little nicer because it's a little more unhinged, if you will. Well, I was like, for some reason, this like it makes it like feel less threatening because it's like more, how do you say, I don't know how to put it, but yeah, just the fact that like how it's dressed up, how all that. Yeah, like that looks like a lot more unhinged.
Yeah, because when you see like this crooked man, like from that movie versus this is what the creepypasta shows. It's literally a guy who it's just a normal guy that has his neck completely bent over, and that's the crooked man, because the whole creepypasta of it is he tried to hang himself and it didn't work, and he's still alive somehow, and he's cursed or whatever. That's the whole point of the nursery rhyme and the lore behind the creepypasta, is the guy tries to kill himself and it doesn't work, and he ends up stuck like that forever, for eternity or something, and he's cursed or whatever. So fucking, oh my, so then seeing this other guy, like this dude in a suit is just a tall guy, like what, all right, he just kind of walks weird. Yeah. But the voice though, if we had like that voice with the actual like original depiction of the crooked man, I think it would work out a lot better. But I mean, you get what you get, you know. It reminds me of the look-see from Crypt TV. Crypt TV, what is that?
I have no idea. Well, I'm like okay, so like one thing that I've kind of liked, even though it's kind of like cliche in a way, is the whole like the very like jerky body movement type stuff. Like when you get like creatures like this or whatever, a lot of times it would be like, you know, they'd get those like real bad like twitches, you'd hear the cracking of bones and all that as they did it. As like it's basically as they're speaking or whatever, they're doing that like very jerky movement that is like very non-human and all that, and it's just like it adds to the.
What else? What do you think about like video game jump scares, like how they interpret a jump scare? What do you think is like the ideal way to jump scare? Because, you know, obviously the classic is like, okay, the fucking thing is just in your face, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, like, my biggest thing is I don't like just straight up jump scares. If you build good tension to it and then you don't, like... My biggest problem with jump scares is a lot of times they're a cheap, quick payoff. So, a lot of times, if it's like, for example, if it's a build-up to the jump scare, say it's like the monster getting revealed, but then you have, like, a chase scene with the monster, that fits, like, nicer because there's a build-up. There's the climax or whatever. Well, it's not really a climax, but it's like the reveal. There's that climax with the chase or whatever, and then after like the chase, they get away. It might go down a bit, but then maybe it finds them again. It chases them again until eventually they do end up getting away from the creature or whatever type shit.
Right.
It's a good back and forth.
Right, because like I know like the only thing I can reference right off the top of my head is like Five Nights at Freddy's jump scares, and the way that they do it is like the animatronic is out there and then all of a sudden it just fades to black, or it's a fucking TV screen like crash error kind of thing. Like, oh my, it's like, okay, for example, the Five Nights at Freddy's, like the first, like when you get to the end of like the first or the night and you run out of power or something happens and you don't quite make it to 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. The original like jump scare is such a weird build up with that like it's you know it's gonna happen, but still it's just one of them things. It's kind of funny
Where it's gonna happen.
It's kind of funny looking at it now. Well, the end of game kind of night like jump scare. Man's run out of power, and then you get this. Yeah. Take care, Juan. Oh my god. Oh, that was perfect. That was perfect timing for that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you for the hydrate. But yeah, like literally that jump scare, you know it's gonna happen. because you're like, ah, fuck, no, I can't do nothing about this.
Yeah, you're just like, damn, I'm up shit creek without a paddle.
Yep. And that's when you just lose the game. But the others can get really wild. Thank you all so much for stopping by this DBZ Nerdcast stream. Hussar, anything that you would like to say or anything, like any shout outs for your own streams and stuff?
Like kind of nothing I can think, because like I literally took this week off, like specifically because I'm trying to work on stuff though. I'm trying to work on some stuff. So
oh, okay.
Indeed, in the works. Nothing to reveal.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, be sure to check out Hussar, HonorBoundHussar on his Twitch channel. And, yeah, maybe we can do some spooky collabs for this month. And, yeah, I hope you guys have a great night, a great evening, wherever you are out there in the world. And I will see you guys soon.